the magic of the individual people at the school site. If we could just get the right people believing in their school, that they're not satisfied. If we get the people, for example, in this neighborhood here, now we're right between Crenshaw and Dorsey right here now. We're in the Sentinel. You can walk to Dorsey High School from here. You ever just start walking, you can get there. About 10-minute walk, you can get to Dorsey. You go in the other direction, you can get to Crenshaw. So they're that close. They're serving in basically the same neighborhood. Most of the people west of Crenshaw don't go to Crenshaw or Dorsey. They go to the Palisades. They want it that way. They go to Uni. They go to Westchester. I'm not knocking those schools. I'm talking about, when do we build back the confidence? One of the things I'm going to do, I'm going to move my administrative field office. I took over from Marguerite Lamont, who passed away. Her office was on Adams. We closed the office down because the landlord tried to raise the rent, doubled it, and we couldn't afford it. Because I don't have much of a budget as a board member. So I'm going on the campus of Crenshaw because there's a bungalow there, a building which charter school vacated. So when it's ready, I'm going to probably be in there by the first of the year, hopefully. I'm going to be on the campus. So I'm going to spend a lot of time trying to help Crenshaw with what it's doing, with whatever I can do to help the principal and everybody else. I'm not the answer. I'm just a catalyst. There's nothing magical about it. It just takes a lot of hard work. But it's important work. It's sacred work. I realize how sacred this is. I think I'm supposed to be doing this. I read a quote, and I use it occasionally. I think it came from Mark Twain. He said, the two most important days of your life are the day that you're born and the day you understand why. I know why I was born, to do just what I'm doing, teaching, education. You know, I played ball and all of that. That wasn't why I was born. That's fun. But this is what I'm supposed to do, because I can make a difference. And whatever you can do, whether in filmmaking or whatever, if you're making a difference in the lives of people, if you're teaching them a better way to live, and the stark realities of the world the way it is now, so they know what to avoid, what not to do. You see, the toughest group to emancipate is the black male. Not because he's got any genetic defects, but because it's the way he is treated, and therefore the way he responds to that treatment. And it's part of his culture to be pursued, to be distrusted, and then he has to be defensive. And some of the young men say, well, I'm not going to participate in that. I'm going to make you push back, because I'm not going to capitulate. I'm not going to kneel down. I'm not doing any of that, because, you know, we're very resilient. And so our strength sometimes is is frightening to others, and sometimes it's to our disadvantage, because we react instead of trying to survive that event to get your compensation later. You see, I'll never forget, this is years ago, you may not even remember this. There was an athlete who went to Cal State Long Beach State. His name was Ron Settles. He was an athlete. He was a great football player. And the police in Signal Hill arrested him. They beat him up. And the next morning, he turned up dead in his cell. They said he committed suicide. Ron Settles didn't commit suicide. But when the police put their hands on him, he fought back. And he didn't have a weapon other than his body. And he can fight, push back. He never got to tell his story. So my presentation to my young men when I used to have my assemblies at school, try to get home. Whatever they tell you, try to get home. So then you can call Johnny Cochran, right? Instead of the mortician, right? Then you can get your justice. I know they're going to say stuff to you. They're going to call your names. They're going to beat you up. Just try to survive, just to get home. Don't react to all of that stuff they're doing to you. And it happens a lot to our young men. And so education for them is one way out. And it's a hard way for them to take it because it's called deferred gratification. It takes a while to get out of school. We can't cure you over the weekend. You can get yourself in more trouble in one weekend that you'll never be able to get out for the rest of your life. You know, we make mistakes because of impulse, and then the system is waiting for us.